You get what you pay for is an adage that you probably have heard already, but a lot of us like to get more than what we pay for, and even more of us don't like to pay a whole heck of a lot. And that is where knives like the K-Bar Dozier, as well as the other ones I'm going to be talking about in this video, come into play. So stay with me. We're going to be talking about the top 10 best budget-friendly everyday carry pocket knives. Stay tuned. Knives are tools, and the 10 knives that you see on the table in front of you, they are all great for not just everyday carry, but they can also be used for emergency situations or even self-defense situations. And I'm going to run through each knife and tell you my thoughts on it and my experience with it in a moment. But I also wanted to mention that all of these knives, they have at least a 4.5 rating or higher on Amazon.com, and I'll be linking all these where you can find these on Amazon in the description box down below. And I'd love to also hear your thoughts in the comment section, your experience with these knives and whatnot. But let's go ahead and get started. You can't go wrong with any of these knives, but depending on what you're looking for, would probably direct you towards what you need. But the first one I'm going to be talking about is from CRKT. This is known as the Squid, probably because of its shape when it's closed. But honestly, this is kind of a bulldog of a knife because of its stout and very sturdy design. It's frame lock, which is going to provide a really good lockup whenever the knife is open and when you're bearing down on it. And I also like the fact that, it is very small. It doesn't take up a lot of pocket space, and you feel like you get a lot more knife out of this than you would have. In my experience, with that blade shape and with the grind on this, I just really like it. And yes, I wear medium-sized gloves, and it still feels pretty ergonomic. Even though some of my pinky's kind of sliding off a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it's slippery or anything like that. And you got jimping right here on the spine of the blade, which also provides good traction. But yeah, it's a great little knife if you're just looking for something that doesn't take up a lot of pocket space, especially. And yeah, it kind of take a beating, just like this next knife, also from CRKT. This is new, just came out either this year or last year. And this is known as the Polar, named after Ernest Hemingway's ship. And this one, you can kind of notice right away the ergonomics are a little bit different. And it has a sheep's foot blade shape. It has a thicker spine, and with that upsweeped edge, it's going to be a pretty good slicer as well. Although I will still say that this one might be slightly better of a slicer than the Polar in my experience. But yeah, if you choke up or choke down, depending on if you want to use it for finer cutting tasks, or if you wanted to go after those cardboard boxes that have been sitting in your living room for too long. Personal experience here, and with that depression right there, it has a really good grip. Although no jimping right here. You can carry this tip up or tip down rather than just tip up, as you can with the Squid. But yeah, this is a great little knife. Also, it's a frame lock, and it's really becoming quickly one of the more popular budget knives on the market today. Moving on to another really popular knife, and this has been out for a little while. This is from Spyderco's Bird line of knives. Now, the Bird is Spyderco's, like I said, they're their budget line. But you can see that this version is very close to resembling the style and shape of the Endura 4. Now, you see that the blade is different. You can get different blade shapes with this one. This is the Rescue 2, but you can also get the CRKT 2, a different profile. But this one has full serrations. It also has orange handle scales. The reason I like this is for field exercises. The orange is going to help me find it if I do drop it in the woods, but also the serrations are going to be helpful for cutting things like zip ties and rope and whatnot. A lot of y'all know I'm stationed overseas in a military base over here, and yeah, I do use this and other knives from time to time depending on the tasks. But yeah, I really like this knife. It can also be good for EMT, first responders types as well. It is also ambidextrous with that back lock right there, and you can move the pocket clip to the left or right pocket carry, tip up or tip down. But yeah, that's the Bird 2, or sorry, the Bird's Rescue 2 or the CRKT 2, depending on what variant you get. Another knife that has a couple different variants. This is from Kershaw in collaboration with Emerson. This is known as the CQC, standing for Close Quarter Combat, 6K or 7K, depending on if you get the drop point or the tanto point. But what I really like about this knife is that Emerson's, they usually cost over $200. This one costs just under $30. So with that frame lock design, you're also going to get a very strong knife that is good for everyday carry, but its main bread and butter is this wave feature on the top, which will engage when you pull it out of the pocket and can be used to deploy the knife quickly and be so it can be self-defense. Basically, it's designed for self-defense is what I'm trying to say. Ernest Emerson, or Ernie as they call him, he's a Hall of Famer for the martial arts, and he designed this wave feature so that you can quickly access your knife and use it in a last ditch kind of scenario. So just be careful using knives in self-defense or whatnot. You obviously want to defuse the situation first, and also take this time to mention that you should never play with knives. Kids don't touch them with your parents around and permission, etc. Moving on to a next knife, also made by Kershaw, designed by someone who makes other higher end knives. This is from Rick Hinderer. Basically, this knife is known as the Cryo. There's also a Cryo 2, which is going to be larger, but I like the Cryo. I find that fits my hands really well. And that flipper becomes basically a front finger guard, so if you're bearing down on this, your fingers aren't going to slip forward. But the blade shape on this is really what I like about this knife. It's actually one of the best slicers on the table, and it's ergonomic. You got jimping back here to help you get a good grip on the knife. But yeah, it's really hard to go wrong with this one. And if it is too small for your hands or whatnot, if you just like bigger knives, then like I said, the Cryo 2 is good for you. And I chose the one with the G10 handle scales because it offers a little bit more grip where your fingers are going to rest. But yeah, frame lock design, be pretty strong. Now moving on to what I consider to be the best slicer on the table when it comes to things like cardboard boxes. This is from, I think, Rubick or Rook, however you want to pronounce that. It's a Chinese company, so I know that's going to dissuade some of y'all out there. And honestly, all the knives I've talked about to this point, they're all manufactured in China, although they're designed and everything like that in the States and all that kind of stuff. But this one is, my understanding, Chinese through and through. So it is a manual flipper. It is kind of becoming more and more popular these days. And now that China is emerging as these companies such as We Knives and other things like that, they're emerging as not necessarily copycats or cheap design knives, but more accepted as being well designed and, like I said, not just copying our designs. But yeah, it has a kind of an open pillar design with a deep carry pocket clip, and it's got blue accents and adaptive pivot points and thumb studs and pocket clip. And yeah, I'm actually surprised how well designed and well built this knife is. But like I said, if you care about where it's manufactured, then maybe these next ones will be more your style. This one is from K-Bar. This is a Dozier, and some people who saw my ultra lightweight pocket knife video are going to be rejoicing right now because you guys commented below and you're like, where's the Dozier? And I told you guys that I sold it. Well, I purchased it again. It's pretty easy with any of these knives because they're not very expensive, right? But it's extremely lightweight, and it is ambidextrous. You can move that pocket clip either side as a backlock design as well. So, but it's made by K-Bar, and I'm not too familiar about the design like I am some of the other ones. But yeah, this diamond pattern is really comfortable and offers a pretty good grip, honestly. And same with that jimping right there. But yeah, pretty simple knife. If you want to bring something in the woods, you can grab this one in orange, but you can also get it in blue or some of those military colors as well. All of these knives have different variations, so feel free to explore those links like I said below, including this next one. This one has black handles, but you can get different ones, red or like military colors as well. It has a Warncliffe design. This is known as the Tough Light, and this is from Cold Steel. As a backlock, it's ambidextrous as well. But what I like about this one is even though it's going to take up more pocket space, this handle is really comfortable in the palms. So really fills them, really fills the palms up, and you know, feels like an extension of yourself. So if you're going to be, you know, if you're looking for a knife that works kind of like a box cutter or whatnot, then maybe this knife is for you. But yeah, excellent little blade. I feel like I don't have to change the position of the grip on this. I don't have to choke up or choke down on it. I just pretty much always keep it in this this way. I don't know. Let me know your guys' experience as well. Moving on to one of the last knives on the table. This is from Ontario Knives, but the Rat Model 2 is easily one of the most popular budget-friendly knives in the knife community for sure. And by comparison, you can see the Rat Model 1 to my left, the blade shape right there, and you can see the handles here. But I found that the Rat Model 2 works just fine. And technically, this one with this brown handle and the black finished blade is going to be just over $30. But if you wanted to get one that looked like this, then it's going to run you, you know, upper 20s. But anyways, it has a liner lock. It's very ergonomic, and everybody loves this knife. And it's really hard to go wrong. Like I said, with any of these knives, but that one especially. This next one is more of a classic design, more of a traditional folder with that nail flick right there. This one is made in France. This is known as the OpenL number 8, and I show you guys in my OpenL video all my favorite OpenL knives, and as I toured France, I showed you guys the different options that are out there. But OpenL, they have great handle scale, or handles I should say. This one is the Beechwood. It's very lightweight. It fills the palms, and the number 8 fits most people's hands a little bit better. And it has a carbon blade, so it's going to rust a little faster than some of the other knives that have less carbon in them. But yeah, with that, also the 90-degree spine right here, you can use this to with a ferrocerium rod. But make sure you clean it afterwards. I didn't do that with the OpenL number 6 that I have. But yeah, these knives are so inexpensive. They're also like $11 to $15 to $16 on Amazon. So you know, grab yourself one or two and make great stocking stuffers, etc. You throw those in your bag. They don't weigh a lot, but they will take up a little bit more room in your pockets. But anyways, those are, I would say, my top pocket knives, or the folding pocket knives anyways. If you guys wanted more multi-tool or Swiss Army knife options, you know, something for your keychain, then maybe the Cadet from Victorinox or any of the other knives that I talk about in my top 10 Swiss Army knives video, where I went to Switzerland and kind of showed you guys around Switzerland, as well as my favorite Swiss Army knives. You guys check that out. But also, if you're more interested in fixed blade or neck knives for everyday carry, be sure you check out the CRKT Minimalist. I'm starting to wear this more and more these days, in addition to having a pocket knife. Now, do you guys carry more than one pocket knife, or am I just crazy? Let me know in the comment section down below. But I'll leave these ones in the description box below as well. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you were introduced to any new knives, let me know with clicking the thumbs up button. If you guys are interested in knives that are just over that $30 mark, such as this Ambitious from Spyderco, you know, I'll leave some of those knives that are just outside that $30 cutoff as well. Y'all stay safe out there, and remember, it pays to be prepared. Take care. God bless.